Excellent. Insert file into there. Is the mask and the wires? Yes. Mask and the wires are attached. Who are you? I am Ernst. I am 35 years old, unemployed at the moment. I have worked a large number of small jobs for a very long time. Most lately, I have been a concierge. And why am I interested? I'm interested because it appeals to me to limit people's thought. The reason I would like to be part of the thought police, or at least join in the job fair leading to the training camp, is because people have entirely too many freedoms these days and are just too unlimited, and they can do anything they want, and I feel they need stringency and hard edicts pushed upon them. What are your qualifications? Well, my friends believe I'm a drill sergeant. I've never actually joined the army, mind you, which is a good thing. I looked ahead, and I couldn't join you if I had been an MP, for example. Drill sergeant, I'm not sure about. Maybe that's rather lucky. My main qualification is that I'm a very intelligent person. I spend many hours thinking and judging people. I wish to know what they are thinking just so I can ridicule them. Much like my mother. My mother is much an inspiration to me in this regard. And I would like to just say that your work in the community has been excellent, and the 3 killings in the last month are absolutely wonderful and fruitful for our community, even if all the deaths were unexplained. I'd love to be a part of something like that, something bigger than myself, something better than a small restaurant or a general job working front type stuff. Also, if we're talking about qualifications now, what are your qualifications? I have a long list on my resume, which I can pull up. I'm very computer literate, as you can see, and quite able to do an online interview. Also, I can write a resume online, sometimes known as a CV. I have excellent written and conversational communication skills in the language of English. I'm knowledgeable and consistently interested in acquiring knowledge and new skills. I'm extremely creative to the point that my friends think I'm gay. I'm demonstrated with customer service skills time and time again, probably too many times. So many times I honestly bored of it, and I don't want to hear their opinions anymore, especially if they're wrong. Personable, experienced in working with people, particularly annoying people, some just people off the street, common criminals and thugs. And I have been robbed several times, and I will say that is a bit of an experience. Yeah, I'm also an artist and a programmer, if that ever is of any use. I have no past experience. I will say that. That is my past experience. Have I ever committed a thought crime? If so, you must disclose all activities. Well, I don't think I have. Well, no, there was twice, 3 times. The first time I was a young child, and I had spent some time with a young girl. At that point, I had stolen her teacup from when she was playing tea with me. I did call her on the phone at that after several weeks had passed, repeatedly using this teacup for sexual acts and my own proclivities, which our young children these days have. When I did inform her over the phone that a semen had been perhaps discharged within the chamber of this item, um, I was told that she did not want to hear that. She wanted to hear how I felt about this woman, young girl, and at that time I told her I thought she was extremely hot and I was attracted to her, and she said that was good. And then I had the nasty thought that I should take this teacup, whatever use or disuse of rapine that it had been through, and smash into her skull. And that was the very first time I had a bad thought, but it was before the thought police, so of course I had not been caught at that point. The second time I had a negative thought was, what was that? It's been a while now since I've had a negative thought that would be genuinely illegal. Oh, I robbed a store once, but I was a kid, so I can't really talk about it. And I had the thought to rob a store, is the idea. And the problem was that I did not rob the store. If I had robbed the store, it would not be a thought crime. It would just be a simple crime. But I wanted to rob a store. They had candy, they had drinks. I just wanted to rob a bag of chips and take all the money on the till. I think that was my negative thought. Sorry for having that. That was at the cusp of when I was coming in. Lately, I haven't had too many negative thoughts, particularly not illegal thoughts per se. Um, I had thought about becoming a terrorist at one point, and that thought, I suppose, would be an illegal thought, but I did not, in fact, become a terrorist. I decided instead to join the thought police. I'm surprised nobody caught me for that. But perhaps later down the line you'll explain that it's a militant world of some kind, and one must choose sides. And in choosing, perhaps that choice is one that fires and stokes the heart. And at which point I'll take my wrath and my fury, and I'll destroy all that is evil in the minds of the world, and it will be destroyed in the same way that Al Qaeda perhaps goes and destroys terrorists in our country, common people we call them, and they absolutely disintegrate them. Michael Ondaatje, for example, who destroyed many people, one of his poetry readings is someone I really looked up to as a terrorist, but that has not been my vocation at this point so far. So I would like to just say I'll put the same thought and power into being part of the thought police as I would to simply destroy myself in a sudden and impulsive act of destruction that would send me to heaven forever and give me unlimited praises among the people of all nations that support Islam. Split an online interview. Okay, doing that. Okay. Write the thought police entrance exam. I don't have it here. Forms, more forms. Complete a pre-employment polygraph and sexual deviancy examination. I suppose that's forthcoming. Maybe this can do something. I don't know. Have a health assessment. Very healthy, I'm sure you'll find. My last girlfriend said I was a severe stallion, and I'm a stallion that's raging for this industry. This new competitive and powerful force in Canada. Undergo a field investigation and security clearance. Well, I don't know what that is. You'll have to fill me in. I am a Canadian citizen, I do believe. I am at least 19 years of age. I possess a valid unrestricted driver's license. Possess a Canadian secondary high school diploma, yes. Meet the health and psychological standards, probably. Some exceptions provided. I think I'll need that. Meet the vision standards, absolutely. Meet the hearing standards, I think so. I'm not hearing anything, so I take it you're not saying anything. I guess that's how these video things work. Meet the physical requirements, absolutely. I've never weighed as much in my life. I'm certainly big enough for the job. Uh, be prepared to carry a firearm and a stun truncheon and use physical force. I'm always ready for that. Usually I do carry a firearm, even though I acknowledge that's illegal in the country. Be willing to spend 8 months on another planet. Okay, well I could probably do that. I didn't know we had other planets. Be willing to relocate immediately anywhere in the Commonwealth. I can do that. Sure, absolutely. As long as it's not for too long, but I think we can work something out. Be aware of expectations regarding tattoos, tribal insignia, and other religious attire. Sure, absolutely. Be aware of our graffiti and looting policies. Okay, well, I take it we don't have to do a lot of graffiti. I'm not a great artist. I'm a pretty good artist, though, but I haven't done graffiti before. So I think I'm good on that. And as for looting, I can loot with the best of them, so we should have that nailed. Be aware of our sexual assault guides and standards in window peeping. Oh yeah, well when I look through a window, I know what I'm looking for. Absolutely. You may participate in any criminal behavior or activity, whether you have been arrested or not, in Canada and or abroad, and or now and or in the past. Yeah, I always do a lot of criminal activity. I carry weapons, as I said. Like I'm not even using a legal internet connection. It's completely hacked. I do not pay for any software. I have a version of Steam where we just pretend we're spending money and nobody actually gets any money. It just speeds it up that way. It's a faster form of democracy. And then what else do I do? Oh man, I do lots of criminal acts. Absolutely, just can't think of them all right now. It's important not to think them. I see the difference you're making. You can act them, but you cannot think that act. And I do not think before I act. I'm very, very concise and clear in my actions, and I try not to ever think of something before I do it. Because I mean that would be wrong. Criminal behaviors and activities include but are not limited to non-medical drugs, steroid use. How can you use medical drugs? You guys are sick. I love you. That's a sick thought. That's good. Theft. I've stolen things. Probably from roommates. I probably don't even know I stole things. You know. Prostitution. I've probably slept with a lot of hookers. Like some of my girls' friends have been pretty kinky, but they didn't ask for money. But they could have been a prostitute. I give you a solicitation for the purpose of prostitution. No, I'm sorry, I didn't do that yet. I don't think. I don't hire lawyers. I don't really like them. And then assault, beating people up. Yeah. I mean, I've been to school, been around the block, gone to school, hard knocks. Impaired driving. I could probably work on that. I think we can come to some kind of deal. I could just go drinking one time if that helped get the job. Cheat on any portion of the RCMP application process. No, I'm not even applying for the RCMP. What is this? Trick question? No, I don't. I didn't do that. And there will be a polygraph examination. I do recognize that. Participated in any terrorist activity. Almost, I said. I'm glad that you guys acknowledge that terrorism is a real growing threat in Canada, as do I. Um, you may not have been involved in serious crime or have charges for the court. Yes, that's correct. Uh, participated in any criminal behavior. What? Or no, I was never involved in a legal porn ring. Thanks for asking. Sounds fun. Let's remember the thought police of Canada. You must not have. I got a girlfriend who's a bit like that. I might have been on the edges of a porn ring. If it's like you broke up and she continues, then that's a porn ring. Okay, so worked for another police agency such as RCMP, military police. No, I have not done that. So it's not have this. Okay. You must never have worked for one or more spy agencies before, particularly the CIA. No, I have not worked for any spy agencies. Uh, stalk Canadians before in any capacity. No, I don't think so. Or follow Canadian hunters before in any way. No. Must have a clean ethics review. Okay. Must submit to a voluntary daily urine screening and blood analysis weekly. Sure. Must be able to commit to any shift work and out of the home of work when necessary. Yes. Must be okay with flying motor vehicles. Sure. They can go right by me. Or I can fly one, maybe. I don't know. It must have no fear of heights, spiders, terrorists, only people. No, I'm good with that, I think. Sure. Must have gone through a psychoanalysis treatment review. Paranoia is fine, even supported as an exception. Yeah, I'll need that exception. You must want to protect a member of parliament. I don't know. There's probably one of them in there that I could protect. Most of them are kind of dicks to me. They kind of hate Western Canada, is my opinion. They're kind of single-minded. If you ever talk to these guys, all they want to do is improve their lives and be better in society. And at the denigration of the entire other rest of the country. These guys are assholes, and they do need protecting. I give you that. Must have no plans to ever exit Canada again. No, I'm never going to exit Canada. Must be okay with conducting what may be construed as terrorist activities in other countries. Okay. Must be okay with reading minds but not altering them in any way. Sure. Must be fine with working with witch hunters and stake burners. You are the lynch mob. Remember this when applying. Yeah, of course. Must be fine with forcible break and enter due to severe thought issues. Right? Must have no problem enforcing laws before they are passed in the near future. I don't know. What? Before they are passed? Sure, okay. Do you have what it takes to be a thought police officer for the WAF and CA branch? Absolutely. What can you offer us? I can offer this, all this meat, all this power, all these muscles, and domination. As I said, I'm very considerate and consensuous, and I believe everything should be consensual, and we should just talk about life, and people should get together. I've done the art code, and I play video games all the time. I went to the University of Regina. I have 110 words per minute typing rate. I'm very fast with computers. Have some musical skills playing tom-tom drums, not really the bigger drums, just small drums. I've done a first aid class, and I can swim pretty hard. I can swim pretty good. Physically, I'm an athlete. I hike all the time, bike in summer. I have a car of my own, but you probably wouldn't want to put the sirens on it. I don't think it's flight compatible. I do some martial arts as well. I don't know if you have a point record, but pretty good at that. I've done some ranged shooting in my backyard. I know it's illegal, but whatever other than that I watch movies, watch girls. I have binoculars, which could help, particularly if we go back to that previous statement about, knowing when to look and when not to, as determined by your personal code. The Thought Police code, goes first above your personal code. And, okay, so is that it then? I've almost completed my acceptance form. Now just turn the page over for the skills testing questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is that? 7 or 8 questions? What's this all about? Holy crap. This is some crazy shit. Okay, tell us what you think about us. I mean, what you really think about us. I think you guys are fucked in the fucking head. You're great, you're aggressive, you're gonna knock some people around. If they think the wrong thing, they're screwed. My only problem is I don't know how you think the right thing. How the fuck do you think the right thing? Is there an ethics commissioner for your ethics? And how often is this reviewed? Like, I support a daily review of individuals, but a personal review I would love to see. One thing at a time, I guess. Why shouldn't we kill you? You shouldn't kill me because I want to work for you. What are your pay expectations? My expectations are very low. I'd like all the money in the world, basically, but I'd settle for a lot less. Our CVMP is $53,000 a year. MPs make I don't know, like $1,000 a month, $12,000 a year, and then I don't know. Agencies don't get paid, so they're selling drugs. So they make a few $100,000 a year if you're, with that thing. So I don't know. So somewhere between 50 and 200,000 would be fair. I would rather not sell drugs, to be honest. Why do I exist? I exist to create chaos. I am the chaotic soul of the world. I'm not here to destroy the universe. I'm here to create it, but destroy its image and replace it with mine. Absolutely. Have you truly never ever been in prison? I went on a tour once, and I almost got lost, I must say. But other than that, I've never been in a prison. Have you ever heard of the term prison nookie? Not exactly. I guess I have now. Do you believe in some cases it is ethical to execute someone when they have thought the wrong thing? Absolutely. Have you ever lied about anything? Tell us each time you did so and why. I don't think so. Oh no, that's a lie. Each time I did so. Oh, that'll take a while. We'll be here all day. A month. We don't have time for that. I mean, I try not to lie, but life is a lie. It's all a lie. I see what you're saying, but thought is a process of structural growth, and if you begin at the bottom, you can't really make it out to the top because you're always changing your overall perspective on growth, and since you are growing while you grow, you cannot ever really not lie. Oh, sorry, that popped out. But you can definitely, go hard about things and get them correct. Eventually, most lies I think I've had were inadvertent lies with a lack of knowledge or judgment at the time. If I had done this when I was a child, would it be different? But if I hadn't, would I have learned to be who I am now, right? So one lie begets another truth, And in that sense, I've lied 1,000 times, but none of them were true lies. And I mean, who's ever admitted to lying? Sure, I've lied, but yeah, no deal. Anyways, hire me. I'd love to go to your job fair, and I hope there's some sexy women there. I want to have a good look at that. I don't know about bring my binoculars, but there's a paper I was reading that said there's an open peeping session, and it'll be interesting to know how the ethics go on that. Absolutely. Good times, guys. Hope to see you around. Give me a call. I'd love to be hired by the Canadian Thought Police. Thank you.